Hello and welcome to the League of Legends 4PL Play for Fame Corsair Vengeance Cup August Qualifiers number 1. I am Pulse and I'm joined by my co-caster Swillington.
Hello!
Fantastic, already musical getting this early on to the day.
I know.
So we are jumping in halfway through the tournament because we did have some technical issues. So yeah, we have Fnatic versus VIPpro for what I understand, and the first bands will be Shen and Twisted Fate, aka Triangle Feed.
Yeah, his model could be a little bit... could do with a little work. I think it'll probably get redone at some point, but at the moment they're sort of looking at Soraka. But yeah, Shen and Twisted Fate are both very similar bans. You ban them out to stop a certain play style, which sort of revolves around being very mobile and having kind of a global ability to influence a lane. You know, Shen can teleport to an ally from anywhere, which means you can push top, teleport to bot lane and help and turn it into a 3v2. Whereas Twisted Fate does very much the same thing, but does it from mid lane. Will gank, appear out of nowhere with a stun card and ruin your day. And then it's Anivia and Malphite.
Yeah, Anivia, great for the control, and Malphite really synergizes as well with characters like Orianna. Great initiation, heavy initiation. We've seen many times where a Malphite ultimate can knock up so many people from the enemy teams, just locking them down. And it's a lot like Alistar, who has immediately just been insta-locked by Xpeke. And the next bands were Kennen and Zyra.
Yeah, Kennen is very flexible champion. Like, he isn't actually really the very strongest mid, but he's certainly up there with the best. And but he can go in top lane, he can go in mid lane. You can play AD Kennen in bot lane. He's a very flexible pick, and it's almost impossible to counter him. So you're basically safe so long as you pick Kennen, and his ultimate is a real teamfight changer, especially if you have Azonia's Hourglass. And yeah, Zyra at the moment, almost everyone seems to be banning her. She does huge damage, and she has like monstrous crowd control. Really strong character. Alistar jungle, but Alistar is another flexible pick, by the way. He can do jungle or as a support, and in either role, he's going to be an aggressive crowd control machine. And then it's Israel and
she's Skarner.
Yep.
Yeah, so we did see Skarner yesterday, in fact, when I was watching the MLG Korean team versus TSM, and they picked Skarner. I was kind of surprised. Were you around when they picked Skarner? You want to speak with me at the time?
Yeah, I was, yeah. Yeah. Skarner's an interesting character in that he is potentially extremely strong, but he is so blue buff dependent. You think Amumu's blue buff dependent? Try playing Skarner. He can barely clear the jungle without it, and will fall behind massively. Yeah. No, I don't know how to play Skarner myself, but I've seen some really good Skarner play, where you can really ruin any lane's day by just walking in, being an unstoppable tank, doing a lot of damage, and then pulling them out of position so they get wrecked. But yeah, and he's coupled with Ezreal. Yeah, that can work. Ezreal, just a really solid all-around pick, in all honesty. Fnatic is potentially trolling us? No, they're not. There we go.
Yeah, okay, so Nunu and Ashe will be the next picks, and again, flexible. You can have Nunu in the jungle or Nunu as support. Nunu Ashe, I like the lane purely because you have double slow, and that's pretty much you're rooted and you can't move. And on the other side you have Orianna and Leona. So back to Nunu and Ashe. It's a really strong lane. It kind of allows Ashe to be more aggressive. That's what Nunu allows a lane to be. Same with Alistar in a way, because it does have a slight sustain and then heavy initiation where you can actually trade off them really well, no matter really what carry you are. Even with Kog'Maw, Nunu, or maybe not Kog'Maw and then Alistar, but it does give you the chance to be aggressive. Next picks are Orianna and Leona.
Yeah, Orianna. It really couples well with these hard initiation compositions, because whoever's doing the initiating, she can put the ball on with Command Protect and then use her ultimate from them as a platform. And actually, looking at Fnatic's team right here, they're looking for a Protect the Ashe composition by the looks of it. They've got 4 supports there, effectively. They've got 4 characters with really good protection power, keeping Ashe alive at all costs. but Ash isn't really going to scale up until late game, so I don't know what their plan is for a mid-game objective fights and, generally controlling the game.
I'm just interested in what the lanes will be. They have 2 teleports coming up already. Ash will obviously be the AD carry, and then Nunu support? Like, all of them could be support. I'm guessing AP Soraka, maybe AP Janna as well. Nunu and Alistair as like bruisers or AP are less viable, but on the other team you're looking at a more general setup with Jax coming out there. Jax just extremely strong, and it's a good pick. I mean, he can be counterpicked, but when you're going up against a team like this, it's like, well, who am I laning against? Am I counterpicking him? I'm not quite sure. So, yeah.
Yeah, also, like, Skarner, Leona, and Jax are all really good for diving, and that's what they're gonna absolutely need against this kind of team. Lamia on Ashe is going to be the main damage threat here, and if they can't reach her, if they can't get to her and kill her, then she's just going to kill the whole team slowly while they dither because they can't reach her at all. And I wonder actually here, looking at Solas with teleport there on Janna, I wonder if they're going to pull a switch up. So what they'll do is they'll put Lamia and N-rated up top, and be 2v1 laning against Jax, while Janna maxes Howling Gale, goes bottom lane, can farm safely against a 2v1 lane, whereas Jax really can't handle that kind of a situation. And then you'd have Soraka going mid and Alistair jungle, who will just exert this really huge pressure on every lane, because his ganks are just mental. You've got this cow who almost always runs movement speed quints, running out of the bush at you, million miles an hour, headbutts you out of position, pulverizes you, which actually does a surprising amount of damage as well, and you're unable to do anything for a good 2 seconds odd, and in that time you can easily be killed.
Yeah, I am looking at the team fight though, and it's like, well, can their front line just survive until Ashe murders them all? Because overall, they really don't have that much damage. They're really good mid and early game, but then what do they have? Looking at Viper, they've got more of a conventional setup. Even with Orianna, who's more controlled than anything, they have a lot of control, and then they have the damage behind it. But you're looking at like a full support team. Either way, guys, we are going to switch to a quick commercial break before we jump into the game. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. We'll be back in a bit. Hello and welcome back, guys, for Fnatic versus VIPpro, I believe they said. And yeah, these are the Queen Ash skin. They have indeed changed the skins up again, but I am joined by my audacious co-caster, Swillington.
Audacious, as opposed to licentious, which you said last time, I believe. Yes.
All the adverbs.
I'm here, as it turns out.
Outstanding. It's gonna get, our Jackson's gonna get weirder as the day goes on, it's fine. So...
What's the point of a vocabulary if you don't use it?
Exactly.
But anyway, looks like VIPpro are moving together and possibly looking for an invasion here. Yeah, they're going to be going via Tribush, and I think looking to pick off someone at rates. Yeah.
Deal some hurt, and they have I'm looking at the team. They have like 1-2 stuns, which are kind of difficult to land. They have a lot of upfront burst, I guess, and of course they have Orianna for like an upfront ward as well. There we go. Yeah, going out. Sabi already recalling at 1:33, and Lamia N-rated. Do not know where they are just yet, so this could be potentially fatal in a couple seconds. They are waiting to try and do something at red. Yeah, okay, they're going to wait until they go for that red buff. N-rated going to go ahead and pull. When are they going to strike? They're going to go for now. There's a Zenith Blade goes down into the ball. Crystal Slash as well. First blood will go to Fak. And that was a pretty clean first blood. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot they could do about that after that point. I will say though...
Oh, so as to stole the red. Amazing. Wow.
The Howling Gale. That's pretty brilliant.
And
well, he's in danger of getting a 3-man gank on him there. But yeah, like I said, actually in the champion select, it's looking like Fnatic are pulling the swap up where they put Janna bot lane against 2 because she can level Howling Gale, because she can farm against 2 people. And then it looks like Jax is going to be playing against AP Soraka while they use a dual mid, actually. They'll be having Lamia with a Doran's Blade and... Hang on. No, wait, is Lamia just going to be...
Very interesting, but Sinai looking for a gank on tap straight onto Sabi, and Paul Fright goes down as well. Xpeke looking to follow up with the Starcolds and Bananas of Death will pick that one up, and that was pretty scary as a gank. There was some good sustained damage from Xpeke. AP Soraka, one of the most annoying champions to lane against in the world.
If you go near her, you'll get Starcall on your head, and if you try and fight her, she'll silence you. It's really annoying to deal with. But you know what's really strange here is that they're running a kind of a weird double jungle.
Oh, they're actually ganking mid, 3-man gank mid, and they will be backing off. In fact, that's kind of interesting. VIPpro are also looking to swap this one up. Jack's going down, laning with EXO. No, EXO is going to go mid with Fak against Lamia. But they have double jungle.
Yeah, this is a very, very strange composition. I'm not sure what they're going for here. I guess by virtue of having a dual lane mid,
Skarner looking for a gank onto Lamia. Ignite goes down, flash into the Q follow up from Skarner should be the kill. There it is. Enerator just waiting in the bush, looking to potentially do something. And Skarner is going to chase him down. He has seen him. He might get sausaged in by Fak and Zek here. Following with the damage, a constant slow from Skarner, but he should be okay. As they go for the dive, he should be okay, but he took a lot of damage. As you said, I have no idea really what they're looking for here. It's just it, and Xpeke is farming behind the turret, looking for the kill onto Orianna, looking very scary at the moment. One more Starcall.
Oh, ghost.
Oh, the ghost goes down. Scary, inevitable doom from AP Soraka. Banana goes down, and the silence. Very, very nice.
Yeah, but I don't understand why N-rated was doing that peculiar amount of jungling there. I guess by virtue of getting Lamia more XP, it gives her an advantage when the enemy inevitably swaps back up to put her against their dual lane. But actually, maybe this is what they want. Is they want Lamia to have a.
So it's getting moved on at bottom by Exco and Sabi. Can they come up with enough damage? I don't think so. They don't really have any sticking power against Soaz, who is more, of course, Janna. Meanwhile, top Zek taking a lot of damage from Cyanide and Xpeke. Bananas off Fury will finish that one off.
Oh, now you've got AP Soraka with blue buff.
Yeah.
Have fun.
The worst situation to be in.
Yeah. No, but like I was saying, this team composition seems to be extremely focused around protecting Ashe, and we were wondering if they would have enough damage.
Meanwhile, on top, Angry Soraka with the blue buff, along with Cal. Really not able to follow up on this one. Actually might die from lethal, dude. Ignite goes down along with the auto attack. We'll pick that one up, and Soraka might be cut off along with back coming from the south. This goes down just for the slow. They can move on in this one. Another command attack goes down, and unless Xpeke can pull off some miracle maneuver, he will die. One more auto attack from lethal, dude. Heal goes down. That is extremely trollish. Flash into the Mystic shot will shut down that Soraka, but that was almost a fantastic heal bait.
Yeah, that was. I guess. Yeah, he wanted to hold on to that heal for as long as he possibly could to avoid, you know.
Meanwhile, bottom Hector going on to Zell. So much action. Howling Gale goes down for the counter initiate. Will they catch up? Doubtful. Very little Savvy could do right there. He was just not in position to follow up on that one. Looking for the leap strike, but only the Empower goes down.
Yeah, but it looks to me like, yeah, like I was saying, Ashe they put mid because if you give Ashe a solo lane, she will actually get more
Damage jumping onto Soaz, and this time he might actually get the kill. Ignite goes down. Sana coming in from nowhere. Sabi taking a lot of damage just from the auto attacks from Soaz. Will he get anything more done? He's pretty much out of mana, out of health. Exo forced to flash out as well, and has been averted. Ash Hour goes in, hits Exo in the face. Fist of Fury from Alistair. Ignite and Exhaust sorry, goes down. This should be the kill onto Cyanide, but that will be the double kill for Soaz, keeping him in lane. However, Zeka's coming down as well. Meanwhile, Scholar going on to Janna. She is out of mana, very low health. Can she juke this one? Lands the first Crystal Slash. Can he follow up for the second one? Zephyr goes down. Just a couple more auto attacks. One more will do it. Kiting all day from Soaz. Shield goes down as well. More tower shot. And one more spike goes down as well from Zek, keeping him alive.
Like I have been trying to say, if people would stop doing things. Stop being interesting. I want to talk about mid lane. But yeah, Lamia is sort of the linchpin in their strategy because he is going to be their main damage threat throughout the mid game, throughout the late game. So what they're doing is they're putting him in a mid lane situation with N-rated hanging around doing the jungle that Alistair doesn't really need because he's such a heavy gank jungler, in order to pop in and give her support when she needs it. And that way she gets more XP and she gets more gold than she would otherwise get, and making her as strong as they can possibly make her, as fast as possible. Yeah, so that's... And now she's laning against Fact, which is... It looks like they're just trying to counter the strategy with basically the same thing, but I don't really understand why. Like, they don't need
have the same composition.
Yeah, Ezreal isn't their main damage threat like Ashe is. They've got Jax, you know, they've got Scar.
Oh, Cyanide out of nowhere does have the red buff. Headbutt goes down, and they've paused the game.
Who knows why? Oh, I just heard a flash, even though the game was paused.
Yeah, me too. Fact has disconnected. That was really unfortunate timing, considering Cyanide is halfway through a headbutt. Really, and lag issues. Yeah.
Yep. Seems legit to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Alistair's headbutt pulverize combo is notoriously tricky to pull off.
And halfway through it,
he's literally like, halfway through, so I guess he's just going to have to mash Q when it comes off pause. Don't know if that actually works or not. It's not a situation you often find, actually.
No, it isn't. I wonder if that's ever happened in the history of League of Legends before. Must have done at some point. But another point to bring up, I'm looking at Ashe's skill order, and she's actually maxed Hawkshot to increase the gold income. So that just confirms what you were saying about trying to make Ashe as strong as possible, early as possible. And her farm is really, really good to reflect that. So, yeah, it's very interesting. But the only problem I'm foreseeing is their lack of damage.
If they can get Ashe farmed enough fast enough, then it won't matter. It's really going to be the problem for them in the mid game. Early game, Soraka is actually going to do enough damage to, keep them going. But she's going to fall off, and then you're going to be left with this Ashe who hasn't yet, if she's got maybe just an Infinity Edge, she's not going to be doing nearly enough damage to deal if Skarner stacks armor or Jax just dives in on her. But it's a really interesting style actually. It's It's a very mobility-based composition, basically.
Yeah, okay, so now jumping into the action, Lethal Dude flashing out of the X-Pack, getting a lot of damage from the turret. We'll pick up the kill onto Ori in the meantime. Zek now chasing after Cyanide, but very unlikely to get anything done. So 1-for-1 trade, and I'm not actually sure if he managed to get his pulverize off there actually before Oriana flashed out. So yeah, that was interesting.
And it looks like Xpeke is going for kind of a late game build by building gold for 5 items, whereas Soaz is actually building triple door runes. I guess.
Yeah. Meanwhile, bottom Sab taking a lot of damage. Ignite goes down. Howling Gale to follow. A couple more auto attacks from Soaz might finish this one off. Plus a snowball. There it is. Doubtful anything will happen to Exo, but have a couple birds for the road.
Yeah, that's yeah. Like I was saying, it looks like Janna has gone triple Doran's rings in order to make
for some reason Exo is just going balls deep, Nosevax coming down, but Cyanide out of nowhere, Angry Cal to the face, looking for the pulverize, ultimately goes down by Ezreal, will dodge that nice juke from Soaz. Arcane shift into him anyway, that will be a 1-for-1 trade so far. Probably Fact falling, Enrater taking a lot of damage there, it's all up to Cyanide, Fist of Fury from the Cal, and that will finish him off. There it is, nice slap to the face.
Can't deal with that. But if Jax actually gets back into that lane while Enrage's still there, I don't know if he has any sticking power yet. Yeah, he's got a phage. They might both die, actually.
Cyanide has barely enough mana ready to pit now. He's not going to be going on to that. Meanwhile, at mid, Lethal Dude looking to do something onto Lania, but just throw some poison in his face, and that's fine.
Yeah, so now it's just looking like... No, Oriana is not staying mid, actually. I'm really confused as to what they think is the best to shut down the solo lane Ashe. I mean, that's not something I've seen since I was leveling, to be honest. And it's not...
That was old meta, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was old meta, but it was meta that's so old that I hadn't started playing when that was the norm.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, but it looks like they're going to be going in, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, and unfortunately nothing actually happened, and they are trying to shut down that mid lane, but meanwhile at top, Sana going in for the WQ combo onto Lethal Dude, the Rain of Stars. Unbreakable Will has popped, and the attack distance, maybe just trying to get some emergency farming down, and the Fist of Fury once again will pick up that one up. It's now 3, 2, and 5.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, bottom Soaz being initiated on by Exo, along with Sabi. Just a couple empowered auto attacks going down. Ash Arrow as well to follow. Nice counter initiation from across the map. Howling Gale will go down, and have some more birds for the road. That is a pigeon, I think, is what we decided on in the end. And
Sparrow.
Sparrow. Should name it to that. Meanwhile, at top, was that an Ezreal ulti?
Yeah,
I think that was an Ezreal ulti from mid. Wow. Yeah. Nice.
He was already probably doomed anyway, though, because he had a Skarner with red and blue buff on him. We weren't going to get away from that.
Skarner has been caught by the Cal, and Ashe, a lot of damage going down, has pumped the Q as well. Ultimate from Enrated looks immediately to be disrupted, slightly out of range, and the Snowball will pick that one up. In fact, still trading off with the rest and looking for the kill onto Lamia, gets it. Enrated just walking through 2 towers for no particular reason, and will miss the Essence Flux. In fact, misses the Mystic shot as well. Will Cal escape? Yes, he will. Fact does not want to die that one.
Yes.
That was a 2-for-1 trade, however.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for them, I think. They really don't want to be losing... Ashe has to spend as much time alive as they possibly can. She's not Kog'Maw. She's not going to get ridiculous damage simply by virtue of leveling. Although, actually, she's gone for a Bloodthirster first.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's very uncommon in an AD carry like Ashe, who doesn't have extreme damage on her own. Because really she needs an Infinity Edge. She needs those crits and that crit increasing passive to output the kind of damage that that this kind of composition is going to need. Like, they need their AD carry to be doing all the damage for them, basically. Oh,
yeah, and Xpeke closed in between 3 people. Ash Hour goes down, he stops the Scar on the shockwave and pulls him into Fact's ultimate. That was pretty slick. But yeah, I have to go back to your point, the fact that they're looking for the damage from Ashe, but she's gone Bloodthirster, which is like, okay, interesting. Now, VIPpro is going to go ahead and look for Drake, and I don't
Fnatic can't contest this.
No.
They're far too spread out unless they get a wizard howling gale over the wall or something. But no.
Nah. Ash is now top. Interesting. She's just getting all the farms she can, I guess. If you look at the farm on her and then compare to everyone else, everyone's farm is so low from roaming, because everyone's been roaming from each lane to each lane and everyone's got really poor farm.
Yeah, but Ezreal has 6 kills to make up for it.
That's
right
true.
now he's probably got more gold in total than Ash, and that's not a situation you really want to be in.
And meanwhile at bottom, Soaz is being initiated on by Savvy and Zek. Gets the counter-strike down, and Soaz a nice juke. Misses the Q, taking a couple hits from turret, and shields himself. Flash over the wall from Zek, and yeah, he is now doomed. Nothing he can do about that one, and Soraka coming down to see if he can do some assists, but that's pretty much all he can do. Fact going down to mid, and they are trying to take the advantage and pushing the towers, but VIPpro is... It's annoying because it's VIPpro and there's VIPpro, which is now their name, which is like, what?
Wait, so their old name was VIPpro, or what?
No, their old name was Viper, but this is called VIPpro.
Oh, are these separate teams entirely?
I think so, yes. I mean, oh my, yeah,
Well,
it's pretty confusing. I don't know the entire backstory of VIPpro and Viper, but from the 2 seconds I spoke to one of their team members, that's what I got from them. So
we don't speak of them here.
not in these parts. But
yeah.
Right
now, on a more serious note, I am still confused by that. I'm just never going to stop going on about this bloodthirster, but I still don't understand why you'd go for that. I guess it's just to keep her alive, because right now she is public enemy #1 for Viper, who are going to be, diving her with Skarner, diving her with Leona, diving her with Jax, and obviously some lifesteal will help keep her alive when they go for that, but
even so, you would be actually going over the initiation with the arrow. Soul Flare goes down. Cyanide also looking for the QW combo. There it is. Unbreakable Will goes down, and rain of the supports. Ash just in the back. Shockwave goes down, looking to do some damage, but they just can't get near here. So much peeling power, even as they progress further into their team. Flash goes down by Lamia, picking up 2 kills. Lethal Dude will flash out of there, has the exhaustion and Monsoon from Soaz. Perfect flash Monsoon. And it will be picking 3 kills up in quick succession, possibly the mid turret as well. And it was just rolling thunder. They could do nothing about it. They couldn't reach Ash. And this is what's so interesting to me. It's like, okay, you can't reach Ash, but why has she gone Bloodthirster? And Ezreal ultimate coming out. Ooh. Didn't hit anyone.
Didn't kill anyone. Didn't do anything really, but whatever. Ooh. But yeah, like I say, in the mid game, XPK on Soraka is still going to do enough damage simply by virtue of Starcore spam. Like, especially actually if you consider the fact that their whole team really is magic damage, and Starcore is going to shred the enemy magic resist down to nothing if she's walking in and tanking all the hits, because she's actually built like a tank. She's got Negatron Cloak, she's got Glacial Tread, she's got Mercury's Treads, she's got, 100 armor, 137 magic resist. She can tank a lot of damage, especially considering her heals. So if she's just walking down with the rest of the team, star calling as she goes, then it becomes very difficult for them to retain any magic resist, while the rest of the team, Janna with Zephyr and Howling Gale, and with Nunu Ultimate, and Alistair, that's actually quite a lot of magic damage between them.
Yeah, can I just get a quick time sync with you, because after the pause, I don't think we actually did that. That could be an issue. I'm on 38, 39, 40, 41.
I am maybe 0.5 a second behind you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Ashara goes down, misses, and Sana coming in from the side, knocking Exo into them. And Teleport comes from Soaz. Howling Gale goes down, Impale goes onto Lamia. They have caught who they wanted to. Trying to get out there, he will fall. Force supports versus the world. Picks up the kill onto Sabi. Zek looking to do some damage on the Xpeke, gets it done. Now following up to N-Race. It's really tanky at this stage. Could turn this one around. Fact taking a lot of damage. Soaz just waiting on him with the auto attacks. Will also fall. And they will turn this one around once again. Cyanide and N-Race just lacking the damage. After Ash fell, there was very little behind them. No real substance to their team fight.
Yeah, this is the problem here. Skarner really loves to dive people, and if Janna or Nunu or whoever isn't doing their job quite correctly, or if he just has flash up, then it's going to be really difficult to keep him off. Especially, I imagine he's going to end up building... No, he's actually going for an Aegis. Yeah, he's going for a kind of more general defensive option. I guess it is hybrid damage that he's suffering, really, at the moment. Late game, though, it's really going to be much more about, you know, the Ashe damage.
What the funk? Ashe has bought Boots of Swiftness. Okay. I know it's the recommended build, or... You might be building the recommended build. It looks like it, in fact. Bloodthirster, I think, is after Boots of Swiftness.
Sure?
One Doran's Blade, yeah. It looks like she's going for the recommended build.
Oh dear. Rude. Well, it could... it could be something that she just feels she needs the extra kiting capability. Because Boots of Swiftness gives you a very small movement speed increase. But if that makes just the difference, where Skarner with his speed buff can't quite keep up with you, maybe. But, you know, I don't really see it, especially when you could be, you know, getting a Zeal for any movement speed that you wanted, to really, you know, you give her that kiting potential that Ashe is known for. But, you know, oh dear.
Oh, so flash into ultimate onto Xpeke. Not the desired target, but it's still a pick for them. Sanai looking to save him. Shockwave goes down, nice flash. Soulflare will miss because of it. And Zek just curious, not able to follow up on that one. And Janna meanwhile is pushing bottom. We'll get that tower indeed. So they will be moving on Drake. Could look for the pick onto Janna before that. Yeah, looks like they're trying to... No, they're going to turn onto Drake. Okay, so Cells will be safe for now. Ball goes onto his face for the first time that's happened. So Fact and everyone else just moving on to Drake. They will pick that one up before they're able to smite it. And interesting initiation, 4 versus 5. Fact, everyone's splitting up in this fight. It's just very busy. The first kill will go down onto Ezreal, slightly out of position. So much CC from the support. Zek will also fall for the double kill. Flash goes down, chasing onto Lethal Dude. Will knock him over the wall. Very unfortunate, but even so, we'll have the vision and pick up the triple. Exo now looking in a bad position. High mobility Janna looking around the side for the Zephyr, just to pin him in place for that Lamia. Howling Gale will miss just by a fraction of a Teemo, and they should be able to push this bottom tower down.
Yeah, so as there actually could have just kept on going and gone for the Zephyr rather than a Howling Gale. And I don't think he would have died in the process. Maybe he would, but Exo had an Oracle, so it would have been worth it even if he did die. But, you know, we live and learn, and I think there may have been a slight miscommunication. He wasn't quite sure if Lamia was following up, so... But what Fnatic did extremely well in that dragon fight from before was that they really kept the enemy off of Ashe. I mean, Jax actually got onto her at one point, and he was immediately knocked away by... not by Alistar, actually, no. He was snowballed by Enraged, and that really made it impossible for him to do anything. It was also the threat of Alistar in that case. Like, he couldn't quite...
Okay, Ashe goes down to counter-initiate, but he wasn't going for her anyway, so... that was interesting. And the arrow just goes for a voyage of exploration.
I'm scouting ultimate. It's you can actually do that, but sometimes it's even honestly a worthwhile usage of her ultimate. If you, for instance, really need to know if the enemy are doing Baron, sometimes it's worth it to get the information to throw your Ashe arrow in there. You never know, you might get the luckiest steal on Earth. But it has happened.
It honestly has, because it deals the damage not only to the target you hit, because obviously it doesn't hit minions, but it does indeed do offer damage to an AoE around the target you hit. So yeah, Fnatic looking to group up now, I guess. I'm looking at their team, and I'm trying to think to myself, does it get stronger in comparison to VIPpro?
Honestly, yes, I think. Ashe is going to become insane once she's got 3 items, because she's going to end up... Oh, hang on. No, sorry, VIPpro, I thought they were looking for a initiate there. But Ashe is going to be getting, what, 50 free AD from a max level Eye of the Storm of Soaz. And how much attack speed? Yeah, 55% attack speed extra as well. On top of that, and also she's going to have Bloodthirster, Phantom Dancer, and Infinity Edge. And the way that AD carry items stack together is that they effectively multiply the effects of the other items. So her damage is going to go absolutely through the roof. It's going to be just a monster late game. And the peeling power of Fnatic's team is not going to diminish with that. It is inevitably going to come down to whether VIPpro can somehow lock out Lamia, but I don't see them being able to do it without Flash Skarner ulti late game.
Yeah, Fnatic looking very aggressive here. Ashara goes down, will just miss Lethal Dude by a fraction. And moving on to Expectedly, we'll get the catch into Solar Flare, into the Impale as well. Lamia just up to the side, kiting away that Skarner. Ultimate goes down by Soaz and N-rated. Cyanide looking to just peel as well. Lamia is still in this fight, in the middle of all those supports. Nothing they can do. Double kill for the cow. And Sabi now backing off. Soaz actually going for the dive, I guess. Cyanide going in for the tank as well, so it's just backing off. Zephyr goes down, and the follow-up from Ash is enough for the ace. And Fnatic XPK just saying, I'm a support, you should have noticed that by now.
Yeah. I think he thinks that they haven't realised that Ash is the key in this situation. But I think more what VIPpro's mistake there was that they thought Soraka was out on her own. And they tried to pick her off quickly and then back out. But as it happened, they ended up expending too many cooldowns, too much crowd control on Soraka, who is getting tankier by the minute, while Ash honestly just sat around killing everybody. And Enrage getting picked up.
Oh, there's nothing he can really do about that one. Goodbye. Meanwhile, Soaz did teleport bottom for the farm, so it's absolutely fine. There might be a Baron rush right now from VIPpro, and honestly I wouldn't blame them. Ash is top. He could get caught along with, looking for the pick onto Ash in fact. Ash is trying to get out there. That tier 1 turret will not offer much refuge. Flash goes down by Skarner, looking for the Impale. Does he even have Impale? Yes, he does. Ashura goes down, Flash as well. Solar Flare and the Dissonance will miss. Cyanide coming out of nowhere with the Pulverize and the Headbutt. Exo looking to do some damage. Unbreakable will keep him alive. Shockwave goes down, lands onto Lamia, but he has got too much peeling power. They're running away 3 versus 5. Zek now pushed into Lamia, into the meat grinder. Expected will be picked up. Lamia looking for the double and the triple. Losing vision, but will pick up with a volley nevertheless. Cyanide looking to bring down the CC onto Lethal Dude. WQ combo does not yet have the mana. Looks like trying to get the Pulverize. There it is, and Lamia can just stick to him like glue. 4 kills for Lamia, 3 versus 5, and then turned around by the rest of them turning up. But very interesting engage, quite frankly, by VIPpro. And right now, Fnatic are just going to push this one in.
What happened there, really, that was so odd to me, that was that Viper didn't ult. Skarner didn't ult Lamia the moment he got in range. Could have done it, but I think he wanted to save it because he figured it's 1v5, there's no way she'll get away.
Yeah, and right now he's jumped onto Soaz. Monsoon goes down, pushing back into his turret. Solar Flare and use all the ultimates on Soaz. It's like we didn't lock down Ash, let's use all the ultimates to kill that Janna. But yeah, expending on maybe the wrong people, quite frankly. They do have pretty low cooldowns.
Yeah, they're not too worried about expending it on that, especially when there's no immediate threat. Although, thinking about it, Fnatic with that 3-man composition they've got right next to Baron, they could go for it, and it looks like they might. With Nunu, Ash, and Soraka, they've got the heals and they've got the attack speed buff. They've got the damage to clear it really quickly.
They've noticed the cow. Zek does not have his ultimate. Lethal Dude will get that one up just in a second. There it is. Ultimate goes down by Ezreal. Will not get it. Lamia picking that one up just before the Ezreal ultimate did go down. Who had the smite right there? Cyanide. He was zoning them out. Okay, so that could have been a steal right there. And X-Pecking out of nowhere. Angry Soraka. 1 versus 5. Yeah, what? And unfortunately, that didn't turn out well. Tank Soraka not known for the 1 versus 5 capabilities, but
nearly managed to kill Lethal Dude though. I guess just a bit of greed there. I don't think Fnatic have an awful amount to worry about here, because they're just proving time and time again that VIPpro just does not have the diving potential. They can't reach Lamia through 4 supports designed for keeping them off.
Yeah, Lamia is in such a nice position right now with his build. He's got the Bloodthirster, the Infinity Edge, the Phantom, and the Last Whisper, so he's going to be ripping through that armor. What can they do right now? They've got so much peeling power, and they've got the kills where they want them. 10 kills on Ashe, and 274 farm, right on the mark where he should be. What can they do? They have great sieging capability. What can they do? They really can't zone them. They don't have great clear themselves. And especially with the peeling capability, they can just roll around the aggro, and Lamia can keep wailing on that turret. It's going to eventually fall, and Nunu's just tanking the turret's face, does not even care. And right now, Soraka's taking red buff.
Oh wow, look at that N-rated there. He really doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was some nice rhyming there, Puddington.
yeah,
The
but
minions will take that one down. Reminiscent of last night, in fact, where the minions were taking more turrets than TSM. But people do putting down that dissonance, and it's just, if they don't react, then they're going to lose everything they own. And there's the initiation from Ashe. WQ combo from Cyanide, and we'll just be counter-initiating this one. They're just doing enough to scare them off. Bottom lane will fall to the minions along with Ashe's help, and they will be picking up this inhibitor as well. Evil Dude just getting ripped apart by Ashe. Flash goes down to keep himself alive. Howling Gale as well. WQ combo will pick that one up from the Gal. Cyanide, great job with that one, and this is pretty much game for shotting that Leona from Lamia. Now Jack's in the pain train. Flash goes down from Lamia to get out of the range of those turrets. And yeah, this is game right here.
Yeah, Lamia now, they can't reach her, and Lamia is just doing so much damage. Shreds anything you care to mention.
That was an interesting game for the first game that we casted.
Yeah, that was a very interesting and clever play, actually. Like that whole composition. It did rely on Ashe farming like a machine, but when she actually was able to do that, and VIPpro didn't seem to catch on quite quick enough as to what the critical thing was, so they didn't end up, defeating it. GG.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, until the next game, guys, we will be jumping into that one very shortly. Stay tuned.